Hey everyone, it's Laurel. Today I want to share my Flaunted Fridays projects for this week with you, and I realized that today's not Friday, but this week was just kind of crazy, so I didn't have time to do this video yesterday. So I want to share them with you now. So the cut for this week was from Birthday Bash, and this cartridge is so cute. But the cut we were using was this bunny with the present on page 27, and the bunny and the present cut independently from one another. So what I did is I made it into an Easter tag, and I used the bunny on the front and the present on the back. So this is my tag, and he just looks so happy. So I can put this on an Easter gift, and on the back, the present, I attached it with a brad here, and it swivels like that, so I can write my note here, and then it's still covered up so everybody doesn't read what I wrote. So that is my first project. For our second project, we were to use any cut from the Birthday Bash cartridge. So I decided to make this mini album, and it's I think it's called Celebration Stack or something like that from DCWV. And when I saw this stack, I was very drawn to it. I love the colors and the designs and everything on the paper. The only thing that I thought about when I went to make this mini album is, why do we just want to celebrate birthdays? So I want to celebrate everything in this book. So I just titled it Celebrate, and I will show you in a minute why it's not a birthday mini. So these pages are cut using the banners from the Birthday Bash cartridge. So they actually go this way in the handbook, and they have holes up here, like 2 holes I think, for where you would thread your banner hanger. So all I did was I hid the holes on my gypsy, and I cut out the different shape banners to make my pages. So on the first page, I cut these little banner pieces out from the Country Life cartridge, and there's 2 layers to them. There's the plain edged piece on the top that has a letter in it, and then the little scallop triangle on the bottom, and these little things are so cute. So the first one says Celebrate Life, and then I have this little pocket page here with the tag in it, and this banner says Celebrate Love, and then on this page it says Celebrate Family. So it's still my celebration mini album, but we're celebrating life, love, and family rather than birthdays. So that's my second project, and I had a couple of requests to show how I created this little mini word book that I put in my album sometimes. So I wanted to make this one to put in this album. So I'm going to show you how I create the pages and put the book together. And for time's sake, I started adhering pieces together, so you don't have to sit here and listen to me talk forever. I'll try to keep it as short as I can. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to create the pages on your gypsy. So what I do is I start with a plain rectangle. So like here, I'll just take it can be from any cartridge. So I'll take this guy, and I always like to start with the smallest page. So in this book, my smallest page would be the L, because it spells out love, and so that's my top page. So I want this page to be 4.5 inches wide, and you can make it as big as you want. The only thing you have to do is remember to increase the width of each successive page by a set amount. So my first page, we'll just say, is 3.5 inches tall and 4.5 inches wide. My old page will be 3.5 inches tall and 5 inches wide. So I increased each page by 1/2 inch in width, and the height stays the same. So if this is my L page, I size it to what I want, and then I need to go and grab my letter L. So the letters I used here were from Birthday Bash as well. So I'm just gonna grab this L. I don't know if you can see that. This L right here. And that's the size I want it to be. Actually, you know what? I grabbed the wrong letter. The pieces that are welded to the page are actually the shadow of the letter. So I want to click Font Shadow and then the letter L. So the font shadow is what I'm going to put onto my page here. And I'm going to keep that L because that's this piece that I cut out in red. So you can see here that I have my letter, and you want to position it so that it's touching the page, but you can leave it hanging over as much or as little as you want, because that's what gives you the shape on the page. So position it where you want, and I think that's good. So then you want to group them together so that if you move this around, you'll move the rectangle and the L. So that's this button here. And then to weld the L, so the L and the rectangle cut as one, you click this button on the Advanced tab. It's got like a star and a circle and a square. And then if we preview it, you can see that the red now goes all the way around the L and the rectangle. So all you have to do is continue to make your pages in that same manner. So just increasing each page by, you know, 1/2 inch, an inch, whatever you want it to be. So just continue like that. And then when you go to cut your pieces out, you're going to cut one set in the pattern paper and then another set in plain cardstock or pattern paper. It depends how you want it to be. I want the front of my page to be pattern paper, and then the back side will be the plain cardstock. So that's why I chose to do it this way, but you could do both out of pattern paper if you want. The reason we cut 2 sets is because the way these pages adhere together is with this tab. So on each of the, so we'll call this the backside page. The plain cardstock will be the back side of the page, and the pattern paper we'll call the front side of the page. So for each of the backside pages, you need to score this little tab. Mine is 1/2 inch. If your pages are larger, you can make this tab bigger as well, so that it's a little sturdier. But because my pages are so small, I just made it 1/2 inch. So each one of my backside pages, I scored this tab on, and that is what adheres it to the next page. So I already have adhesive on here. So I'm just going to line it up. I didn't do a very good job. I'm going to line up my page and stick it down. So this is like the structure of my book here. So each page adheres to the next with the tab. But we don't want to see the tab. Cover it up using the pattern paper piece. So that's the reason we need to cut 2 sets, is because this will adhere onto the page to cover the tab like that. So I have all of this assembled already, so I've stuck each page down with the tab. For your front side pieces, all you have to do is cut a 1/2 inch off the edge, or whatever the width of your tab is. Because my tabs are 1/2 inch wide, I cut 1/2 inch off the edge of here. So this rectangle, you could make it so that in your gypsy file this rectangle is 1/2 inch smaller than this one. You just need to have 2 sets of cuts if you do it like that. Or you can just cut them the same size on your Cricut and trim it off with your paper trimmer. It's up to you. So this piece is for my front cover here. So that fits like that. So I'm just gonna put some adhesive on here, and I will stick this I'm adhering it to the front cover right now. Okay, so that piece is now adhered to my front cover. For this one, I will just adhere it like that. So this piece goes right on like that, and it just makes it look more finished because you don't see that tab sticking down there. So I'll just continue to stick each of these pages down. Like that. So I'll finish the V and the E and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've adhered all of these pieces down, so you can see now that my pages look nicer because that tab's covered. And then for this piece here, this is the piece for my back cover, so that will just adhere down like that. So I'll just go ahead and take this piece okay, so that covers my back tab. So essentially this is the book completed. The only thing is I don't like this part showing, so what I do is I just cut a piece that's the same height as my book, and then you can see here I've scored 2 lines which are the thickness of my book, and I'll just fold these lines that I scored, and then you get this piece like this, and it'll just wrap around to cover that spine edge here. And when I adhere this down, I put adhesive here and here, but not on this middle part in between the score lines, because I find that if you put adhesive there, it's difficult to turn the pages of the book. So we'll just put adhesive here and just kind of line up the middle, because that's the part that doesn't have the adhesive. And then you can just stick the front and back pieces down, and you probably would want to use like score tape or terrifically tacky tape, something a little stronger than ATG, but that's all I have right here, so I just use that. But anyway, so now you can see that that piece covers the edge, and you can extend this if you want to make it longer to cover the entire back. I kind of like it like that, where it's just this piece here. So anyway, that is what the book looks like when it's put together. So I hope that helped to explain how I put this little book together. And so I'll just this will go in here. I might make a pocket to hold it, or maybe just like a little like a strap closure or something with a ribbon to hold this little book in place. But anyway, that's the little mini word book that will go in my Celebrate mini album. So those are my Flaunted Fridays projects for this week. And the blog hop is running all weekend, so if you go to the Flaunted Fridays blog and participate in the blog hop, you can enter to win a prize. And the link to the Flaunted Fridays blog will be in the description. So thanks for watching my video, and I hope you found it helpful. And I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Bye.